Welcome, everyone. It's been a good day so far. Hope everybody's day is going well. How you doing, Sharon?
Hi.
How are you today? So the first thing we're going to go over, I believe Valencia wanted me to go over system of equations, right? So there's several things.
Right.
You say it again?
No, you just scrolled by it. The one I was working on. Yeah, that one.
Something like that. Okay. So believe it or not, all these problems are system of equations. So these are solving by graphing. These are solving either by substitution or elimination. And these are, again, solving by elimination. So there's three ways you can solve a system of equations: by graphing, substitution, or elimination. I'm going to show you elimination. That way you can solve any type of problem. But I can also show you graphing also. So let's look at a problem like this. So there's three different types of problems they may give you. So I'm going to go over 1 and 6. So let's go over 1 first.
Okay.
So in order to solve 1, listen to what the method is called. It's called elimination. So that should give you a clue that you want to eliminate one of the variables. Okay. So in this case, the 8y's, right, are the same. They're the same. So the opposite of 8y is what?
Minus 8y.
Minus 8y. So it's very easy to eliminate, do this problem. What you want to do is you want to take this first equation and multiply it by -1, right? Or having a negative outside the parentheses. So what that will do is that will change the sign of everything inside. So this equation now becomes -x minus 8y equal 15, plus 15. So the x became -x, the plus 8y became -8y, and the minus 15 became 15. Understand that? Okay. Now the second equation is exactly the same. 7x plus 8y equal -9. For the level that the GED will have, this is probably the most difficult problem right here that they're going to give you a system of equations. They're going to give you this in a word problem. So now from here, you just combine the equations. So what's 7x minus x? 6 what? 6x.
6x.
What happens to the -8y and the plus 8y?
They cancel out.
They cancel each other out. And then 15 minus 9 is 6. So we brought down our equal sign. And then 15 minus 9 is 6. In order to solve for x, I need to do what?
They gotta divide it.
Divide by what?
6.
6. And whatever we do on one side, we do on the other.
Yeah.
So we get x is equal to 1.
Yes.
But we are not finished.
No.
Because for a system of equations, it's 2 lines. How do you solve to find a solution of a system of equations is where the 2 lines will cross. So that's a point. So that means you need an x and you need a y. So now you're going to take this 1, x is 1, and we're going to plug it in to one of the equations. I'm going to plug it into the first one. So I'm going to plug this x right into there.
Okay.
So I'm going to get 1 plus 8y equal -15. Right? Now, in order to get y by it first I need to subtract 1 from both sides.
Yeah.
The ones cancel. I get 8y equals -16.
Yeah.
And then in order to get y by itself, I need to divide by 8.
Yeah.
Cancel, we get y is equal -2.
Yes.
So sometimes the GED will ask you for solve for x. Sometimes they'll ask you to solve for y. But the whole purpose of solving the system of equations is the point where the 2 lines cross. So if your x is 1, your y is 2, the point in which they cross, or the solution to this system of equations, is 1, -2. Remember, because every ordered pair
X1. Okay.
looks like that. Got me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. That's probably the level. Now this is more difficult problem. But again, you're thinking unlimited. So most people, when they see this problem, they say, oh my God, I don't know how to do this. This is not, remember, you want to eliminate one of the variables. So if I look at y, 2 and 7, that's just, right? I don't want to deal with 2 and 7. But what's the opposite of minus 5x?
Plus.
Yes.
Plus 5x. So what would I have to multiply x by to get 5x?
5.
5. So now I just can't multiply x by 5. I have to multiply the entire equation by 5.
Yeah.
So the first equation is going to stay the same. Minus
Okay.
5x minus 7y equal 11. And now I have to distribute that 5. That means I need to multiply that 5 by everything in the parentheses. So 5 times x is
5x.
5x. 5 times minus 2y is
Negative 10y.
negative 10y. And then 5 times minus 9 is what?
Is negative 45.
Negative 45. What
Yeah.
you should notice is, again, you're trying to eliminate one of the variables. So we
Right.
multiply that second equation by 5 so we can eliminate the x. So they cancel. What's minus 7y minus 10y?
17.
10y.
What kind of 17y?
Negative.
Negative 17y is equal to, what's minus 45 plus 11?
Minus
What's
40.
minus
34.
45 plus 11? Negative 34.
34.
Now, if I want to get y by itself, what do I need to do?
Yeah, divide
Five.
negative 17 on both sides.
Divide by negative 17 on both sides. The two negative 17s cancel. I'm left with y equal, what is negative 34 divided by negative 17?
It's gonna be your positive something.
Positive what?
17.
Yeah,
Nope.
number 17.
Stop playing. No, not 17. 34
Wait,
divided by
wait.
17.
Okay.
If you don't know, use your calculator.
I
Don't-
got it too. It's
Two.
2.
2. So y is equal to 2. But again, we are not done, because remember,
Got
to
plug it
solve
back
a
in.
system of equations, there's a point where both lines cross. So you need an x and a y. So I'm gonna plug it down. You might be asking, well, Mr. Tinsley, what equation do you plug it into? It doesn't matter. That's what a system of equation means. You can plug it into either one and you should get the same thing. So now we're gonna plug into the second equation this time. So I'm gonna plug it into that y right there. So I'm gonna have x minus 4, because minus 2 times 2 is minus 4, equal minus 9. In order to get x by itself, I need to add 4 to both sides.
Yep, plus 4.
I get x, the 4's canceled. I bring down my equal. What's minus 9 plus 4?
Negative 5.
Negative 5. So we solve for y, we solve for x. So again, if they ask you for x, you have an answer. If they ask you for y, they have to, you have the answer. But if they ask you for the solution to the system of equations, you need an x and a y. So not 2, remember, it's x, comma, y.
So it's
Negative
2.
5.
Negative 5, 2.
Negative 5, comma 2. That
Yes,
would be
negative 5,
your
comma
final
2.
answer. Remember, x, comma, y. And that would be answer. That's how you solve a system of equations. Now, if you have a word problem, again, what I would do is, let me show you an example of that real quick. Let me go to back to Schoology and open up something. I had everything where I wanted. Hold on. Let me go to system of equations. And again, for the word problems, they're going to give you multiple choice. I would, if I were you, is I would plug those values in. I wouldn't do all that algebraic work that I just showed you how to do. If they give you multiple choice, plug the values in until true. When it's true, both sides of the equal will come out to the same thing. You know you're done. Okay. So let me give you an example real quick. And again, if once you understand system of equations, you can go into Schoology and start taking some right here. So for example, let me see if I can find a word problem that's a good.
These are new questions.
No, he's not. It might be. I don't know when you took. It's 13 of them. Let's look at this one here.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm adding problems every day, so it might
Well,
be.
okay.
I think I've completed like 100 questions in the last week or so. So let's look at this one. You have
Okay.
42 coins valued at 8.7. Some of the coins are dimes and some are quarters. Find a number of each you have, right? So when you look at it, if we want to solve this system of equations, we have to do two equations first. First of all, that's 42 coins. So that's dimes plus quarters equal 42. We don't know
Okay.
how many dimes there are. We don't know how many quarters there are. But what we know is there's
It's
42 total
42 of
coins.
them.
So D plus Q equal 42. Does everybody understand that?
Yes.
The second part would be 0.1 times the number of dimes plus 0.25 times the number of quarters equal 870. Now, I don't know about you,
Oh,
but solving that system of equations is going to take you 5 to 6 minutes. That's if you get it right, because it's going to take you some time. So guess what? I don't want you to do it then. What I want you to know is that these are your answers. So first of all, dimes and quarters must equal 42. So 30 plus 12, 42. 22 plus 20, 42.
42.
25 plus 17, 42. 40 times 2, 40 plus 2, 42. So all of these answers satisfy first equations that dimes, there's 42 coins. Everybody understand that?
Right.
Now, instead of doing all the oops, what did I just do? Things just
I don't know.
Yeah. To me, I wouldn't waste my time doing that. This is what I'm telling you to do. Listen. Now, you should have this calculated down. If you don't, you need some more practice. What we know is our total must be 870, right?
Right. Yeah.
So I'm going to take my first multiple choice and say 30 times 25 cents. Because if I got 30 quarters, that's how I would find how much they were. 30 times 25. Everybody understand that?
That's 750.
Plus 12 times 10 cents. Everybody understand that?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see if I get 870.
You,
Did I get 870?
yeah.
Yes.
Look at that. I'm done. Look how quick, look how much quicker that was. Now, say A was not the answer though. Say A was not the answer. Once you type this in, once you learn how to use this calculator, all you have to do is go into this equation and change 30 to 22. Change 12 into 20. And then get your answer, 750. If that wasn't your answer, you go back up into that original equation that you first expression that you put into your calculator and change the numbers again. Instead of 22, we're gonna have 25. And that's what you can do to solve this in 17. Look at that. Look how easy we did this problem. It didn't take us 45 seconds. And this is why you have to spend time with your calculator every single day.
That other
There should
answer.
be no day. There should be no day. There should be no day that you shouldn't be practicing on your calculator, because you got squares, square roots, cube roots, percentages, ratio proportions, your linear equations, how to find an equation from two points. These are all the things you should be working on every day. Even if you take one problem and work that problem on the calculator 5 to 10 times so you know how to do it. So when you see that type of problem, you are ready and able to do it on your calculator, because look how much time it saves you. If we would have done this, if we would have done this algebraically, it would have took us at least 5 minutes. Okay. So system of equations, Valencia, did I answer your questions? And Judy, you said look at your volume. So you don't mind if I put it the problem on the screen? Okay.
Yep.
So this one right here, let's look at it. It says a spherical water tower has a diameter of 32 feet. How much water can it hold? Round to the nearest whole number. How would I even do this problem?
Let me see.
Anytime you're confused, I want you thinking of, hear me in your head. Identify the givens. What did they give us?
They gave us the diameter of the septic tower, the water, They gave us that.
right? But what else? You said that, but what's important about that water tower?
Check this, whatever the
Sphere.
word is.
It's in the shape of a sphere.
It's in the
Just get
shape of a sphere.
That's it.
How much
Sphere.
water can it hold? Now, they didn't ask you for surface area. They didn't ask you for volume.
No.
How do you know which formula that you're going to get from your formula sheet?
The volume, because it says how much water. it
Volume
holds.
means,
Exactly.
yeah, liquid, yeah.
Volume is how
Yeah.
much something holds.
Hold, yeah.
It's the capacity. So
Yeah.
this is a volume. So if I look on my formula sheet, somebody should have their formula sheet out. How do I find the volume of a sphere?
3/4 times pi times r cubed.
Say that again. Volume equal.
3/4, 3/4,
You sure it's
Times
3/4?
Mm-mm.
4/3.
It's
I'm sorry.
You
4/3.
sure it's 4
Wait.
thirds?
It's 1/3.
Pi times r cubed.
Okay. Now, where did you get that from? Because I'm trying to figure out, because not too many people just shouted that out. Where did you get that from? Did you remember that formula?
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
Oh, you did remember. Oh, I was hoping
But
you
I
say
got-
no, but
I got 3/4. It was 4/3.
I was hoping you said no. But watch this. What I want to
Oh, that
show
was
you
a
is, let me
4/3,
clear this for a
okay.
second. Let me clear this for a second. Remember, this is another resource. Every time you're doing your math, you should have your calculator out and your formula sheet out. So here on your formula sheet,
Sphere.
the volume of a sphere
Oh,
is
okay.
4/3
It's 4
pi
over
r to the
3.
third.
Uh,
You should know. You don't have to remember it now. It would be advantageous if you knew all your formulas, but if not, get in the habit of using your formula sheet. Now, let me hit undo for a second. Let me get that formula back on the screen. Oops, back on the screen. And then let me go back to that problem. That problem was
yeah.
there we go, right there. So, well, hold on. I don't see where they give us the radius. They only give us the diameter.
Mm.
So what do I do? What do I do?
If they giving you the, they gave you the diameter and they asked for the radius, you have to divide it.
By what?
Oh.
Divided by what?
Yeah, that's what I get. By what?
Divided by 2.
By
Very
2,
important for you
and
to
it's
know that.
16.
The radius is half the diameter.
Yes.
So your radius is 16.
Yes.
Now, we have our formula. I wouldn't waste time. You don't have to play around. If you know how to use this form, if you know how to use this calculator and you know the formula, how am I going to write 4/3 on this calculator?
You go to NP. That's
NP.
NP.
I'm gonna put my 4 as the numerator. How do I move down to my denominator?
Push the
Down.
down button.
Hit the down arrow, so that's 4/3. How do I get out of my fraction?
You push the arrow to the over and you come out of that.
To the
Which
right.
one?
Move
Which-
it to the right.
To the right. Hit the
To the
right
you
arrow.
come out of it.
Now,
Yeah.
what's pi?
3.14.
Now, why did I enclose pi in parentheses?
Because we're
You're
multiplying.
multiplying.
Because I'm multiplying with this calculator, or not even with this calculator, in algebra. When you put numbers into parentheses, that's the same as multiplication. So if you notice, I rarely use the multiplication symbol. I rarely use the division symbol. For division, I use ND. For multiplication, I use my parentheses. Now, r to the third. What did we say our radius was?
16.
16. Now, how do I raise something to the third power?
Use that carry. I mean,
Use the caret. That
And
caret,
push
that little
3.
up arrow right there, then hit 3. I am
3.
done. No,
Yeah.
I'm not done, because it says round to the nearest
Oh.
whole number. So now I know how to round. So let's round it by hand first. So if I'm rounding to the nearest whole number, that's the ones place. And I'm looking at the number to the right. Is that 5 or above?
that's 5.
Yes.
That 8 becomes a what?
9.
9.
17149. So 17,149. Everything else becomes zeros. Do we need zeros do we need to show zeros since we're rounding to the nearest whole number? No.
No, we
So
could
our
just leave it.
answer is 17,149 cubic feet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So this now, you got 17,000, so you were close. But remember, you want to make sure. Now, let me just say this. Let me clear this real quick. Let me clear. Let me maximize the calculator because I want to make sure you see everything and how we did it. But watch this. We also can round using the calculator. You want to spend time with this calculator. Watch this. Mode. I go down to float. A whole number has no decimal places. So I go to 0. Get out of this. Press enter. Stop playing.
Okay, yeah.
It rounded it off for me.
Awesome.
You can round off to the nearest whole number. You can round off to the 10th place. You can round off to the 100th place. You can round off to the 1000th place. So anything they ask you to round off in this on this GED exam, they're going to either ask you to round off to the nearest whole number, the nearest 10th, or nearest 100th place. You can do it with your calculator. So you don't have to spend a whole lot of time. Now, I'm not saying I don't want you to learn it, but once you learn it, back it up and learn how to do it in your calculator. Now, once you round off, you got to take it back. So you go to mode, you go back down to float, you press enter, quick out of there, and then it'll take you back and show you all the decimal places again. And
Right.
that's how you would do it.
Okay.
You want to spend time on this calculator as much as you can. I'm telling you, will pass your exam. So we went system of equations. We did a volume, and I also had something else ready. Where were you? Here we go. I think this is it. Okay. Let's look at this one right here. No, that's not it. That's not it. That's not it. This one right here. Nope, no, that's not it. That's not it. That's not it. That's not it. I can't find. Oh, here we go. What type of problem is this? Does anybody know?
Oh,
Proportion.
Okay, proportion. What else?
it's a
Ratio, maybe.
Yes, you will use
a
ratio.
combination of what is it?
Then I'm gonna give you one more.
Okay, what is it? What is it? What is it?
So you could solve this using unit rate.
Yeah.
You could solve this using a proportion. And to set up a proportion, you must set two ratios set equal to each other. What ratio do we know? What ratio do we know?
5 to 9, 525. What is, okay, you have source of 5 cans of tomato sauce. Okay, you got 5 cans for 525.
Okay, so that's the ratio you know. How can I write this ratio as a fraction?
You could put, wouldn't that be because 25 is what? One, no, one.
No. I don't want you to solve it yet. How can I write it? How can I write this ratio as a fraction?
Yeah.
How can I put it in the fraction form? Tell me how.
You put 5
5x, the whole number,
and then the 5 over, wait a
9.
minute. 1.25.
I heard somebody say 5 over 525. Is that correct?
Yeah.
No, I thought it was 5 over 5 cans over 9 cans.
That's the rate. No.
Okay. You said
No,
5
you could
over
put,
9.
no, I'm sorry,
but-
sorry,
but-
Mr. Smith. You put 5 cans together across from the 5 cans. I know you put 5 cans and 5 cans together.
Right, you do put the cans together, but that's not, you're going a step ahead. The first step I
Oh.
said is what ratio do you know? The ratio that we know is 5 cans of tomato sauce costs $5.25. That's the
Yes.
ratio that we know. So
Yes.
what I'm asking is can I write it as 5 over 525, or should I write it as 525 over 5?
525 over 5.
5.
Yes.
Mm.
Who said 525 over 5?
Me.
You're right. Who said 5 over 525?
Not me.
I thought Nina, you said that. Well, guess what? Whoever said it,
That's right.
you're both
That's
right.
right. Yeah, and it's,
Does
yeah.
not matter how you put your ratio that's given. All you have to know is
Yes.
that these are cans
Yes.
and this is the money.
Right.
So on the other side of the equal, when you set up your proportion, you must have cans to cans and money to money.
Money to
So,
money, yeah.
so where is 9 cans going to go? On
Well,
the
it's
top or the
close to
bottom?
the
On top of the two. Yeah, with the 5 at.
So now we don't know how much the money is. That's what we want to solve for.
Mm,
That's how you set up the proportion. Now here, 525. The money we don't know. That's an unknown. 5
Okay.
cans is on the bottom, so 9 goes on the bottom. It does
Right.
not matter which one you use. Now you cross multiply. So let me change my color. And if we cross multiply, what's 5 times x?
5x.
5x,
5x. What's 525 times 9? If you don't know, use your calculator.
47.25.
47.25. Now I want to prove
Mhm.
something to you. I'm going to use green now. What is 5 times x?
5x.
5x. And what is 525 times 9?
9. Oh, no.
47.25.
Yeah, we get the same exact equation.
Yeah.
Yes, so it doesn't matter. Now, in order to get x by itself, we must divide by what?
5.
5.
6.
And whatever we do on one side, we do on the other. What's
Yes.
47.25 divided by 25?
9.45.
So again, since this is the same exact problem, we're dividing both sides by 5. So that's one way you could do. You could solve, listen, you're going to have to be able to solve proportions. You're going to have 2 to 3 problems on proportions. You might even have more than that. You have to be ready. Now, me, I would have used
Unit rate.
unit rate. How much does 1 can cost? So listen to how I'm setting it up. Price per
Mhm.
can. When you see per, you should be thinking of division. Price per can. So that means dollars divided by the number of cans. Everybody understand that?
Yeah.
Now, 525 divided by 5 is equal to $1.05 per can. Everybody understand that?
Yes, it is.
So
Mhm.
now I just take $1.05. I need to know how
And
much
times-
9 cans cost.
And times
Divided by
by
9.
9. Yeah.
9.45. I'm done. Much easier.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
So if you see a problem, when you can find a unit rate, find a unit rate. So this is how I would tell you to solve proportions. This is the order. First, if you can solve it, use equivalent fractions. That's the easiest way. The second way I would tell you to solve a proportion is unit rate. And the third way that works no matter what is cross multiply. So if you haven't taken ratio and proportions, if you haven't taken those quizzes on Schoology, you better take them because you're going to have 3 to 4 problems on ratio and proportions. I can guarantee that. You must be ready in that area. Now, if you notice though, it might not be under proportion. It might be under unit rate. It might be under equivalent fraction. It might be under proportion. So they might not be all labeled proportions. It might even be called a slope, but it's still proportion. You have to know how to solve proportions. I would expect for you to at least be able to get an 80 on your ratio and proportions quizzes. Those areas, your basic foundation areas, and that's an area that I consider ratio and proportions, you should be scoring 80 or above. You will see ratio and proportions in your exam, guaranteed. All right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Let me find this other one. Okay, here it is right here. Let me put this on the screen. Now, now this is a practice test offered by GED. And again, of course, I can send you the link if you would like. Matter of fact, I'll put it in the chat just in case you want it.
Yeah.
Okay, this is another practice test offered by GED. This is one of the questions. They give you 10 problems. It's actually a very good test. It's very difficult too, but it's really going to test you to see if you know what you're doing. So let's look at this. Let me make this a little bit bigger. And let's see. Matter of fact, I'm going to give everybody 3 minutes to solve this problem. You can use your formula sheet. You can use your calculator. You can use scrap. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give you 3 minutes. 3 minutes. Oh, am I recording?
Oh.
Yes, I am. Okay. So I'm going to give everybody 3 minutes And I want you to send me your answer to me. Don't send it to everyone. Send it to me in the chat. Can everybody see that? Let me make it a little bigger. Let me make it a
I mean,
little
I don't have a calculator. How to do it by hand, I don't know.
Okay, so one thing I want you to be able to do, if you don't have the calculator, you can either use that link I sent you. Penny's not here tonight, but Penny sent us a link. They have the TI-30XS Calculator online. It's also an app that you can have on your phone. They got the TI-30XS. Or you can purchase it through, I would say, Amazon. You can go to my site. You'll see a link if you want to buy it right from my site. You can. It's at a discount. But those are 3 ways. It's a free version at Minnesota. I forget the Minnesota link, but I'll send it out to everybody. You can also download it on your phone. I sent that app. Matter of fact, I'll put it on my Facebook site. I'll send it out. And then otherwise, you can buy the physical calculator. I would suggest buying a physical calculator. That's just me. So you prepared to answer those questions. So again, send me your answers in the chat, and I'm starting the timer for 3 minutes now. Can everybody see the question?
Start of it.
Say that again.
This is the start of the test. That's the introduction.
Say that one more time.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
That's
Giving
fine.
me the introduction, like the
Okay.
start of it.
Oh, no. So what I'm doing is see if you can do it. And if you can't, then I'm gonna walk through it. Because if you were taking this on a real exam or taking this on a
Okay.
practice test, I wouldn't be there.
Dominic
So
Ernst,
what happens, what you want to do is you want to emulate the same feeling that you're going to have on the test. You want to see, remember, you should be hearing me. Identify your givens, identify what they want to know, and how can I solve it? So I'm gonna give everybody 3 minutes. Let me put the timer on, starting now. And then after those 3 minutes, I'll go over this problem. This is an indicative problem you will see on the exam. Let's see, I'm gonna do the timer. 3 minutes. Start. Bam, bam. 3 minutes. Okay, I did receive an answer from, let me see, I can't see the name.
I forgot the name.
How do you get the answer to you? Just
Oh,
to
in the
you.
chat. Plug it. So
Okay.
you'll
On it.
see where you can send it to anybody in here, but you select my name, Mr. Tinsley, or
Okay.
what does it say? Pass GED Math, and then you send it to me. So I got one answer of D.
28. Thank you.
Okay. Oops. I'm not supposed to say that if you're sending me the answers. I'm not supposed to say what the answers were. So 2 people sent me answer. I got an A.
I'm not going to answer this because I seen their answer.
I didn't.
Oh, you already did this problem. If you already did this problem, do it again.
Yeah, because
Just
I
do it.
yeah.
Take the
Okay.
steps in order for you to
Yeah.
solve it.
Okay.
That's just like a practice test on Schoology. Even though you may be taking it again, go through all the steps to solve it. So the more you do
Right.
problems like that, it'd be second nature. Okay, got another answer. Good 3 answers. Oh, somebody just sent it to everybody. That's supposed to go to Mr. Tinsley. He's supposed to change it and say Mr. Tinsley. So I don't know if that answer is right or wrong or not.
I don't know either. Okay. Mm-mm.
Dominic earns $285 per week plus an 8% commission rate on all his sales. If
Okay.
Dominic sells
I know about that.
$4,213
Mm.
worth of merchandise in 1 week, how much will his total earnings for the week be? Okay, got another answer. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4 people.
Wait, girl. Okay. Oh. That's wrong. That's wrong, that's wrong, that's wrong.
And then after we go over the problem, I'm gonna show you a nice little shortcut so you can answer this question quickly. And then I'm gonna show you how to do it on a calculator where you can do it. quickly.
Okay, okay. Let me see. I'm gonna put my answer in.
I don't know why my timer is not making any noise here.
Wait a minute, let me put my answer in.
So,
Where we
but the
do that?
time is up.
All right.
Okay, so we got, you can still put your answer in, go ahead.
I can't even see where to put it in at.
Go at the chat. Are you on your phone?
Yes.
So you gotta go at the bottom, I believe the bottom. You
Okay.
see chat, I believe.
I see. Okay. I see mute the video, share participants. Let me push more. Maybe I
Go
push
to
more.
participants. Go to
Okay.
participants.
Okay, that's where I'm going.
You see the chat now?
Yeah, I see it.
And then you can change it to my name and then put
I
your
see
answer,
it.
A, B, C, or D.
What did I say?
So
I ain't sure, but I'm gonna
I
put
got
it there.
1, 2, I got 3 D's and 2 A's, 3 A's. So I got 3 D's and 3 A's. That is 3, 6, 11 people in here. So a lot of people didn't answer. So this must be the type of problem that's giving a lot of people issues. So let's first go over it. Okay, so first of all,
Is it?
when you're
Go ahead.
seeing this problem, what should you do first?
Identify what you know.
Yeah, yeah.
Identify what you know. What do we know?
You know that Dominic earns $285 per week plus an 8% commission.
Okay, what else?
I think that's wrong. And I can't see the whole question.
His worth 4,213.
Yeah.
Right, he sold 4,213. And what's the last thing? Now, this is everything that's given. What do they want to know?
What
How much
his total-
merchandise he sold in 1 week, I
Okay,
believe.
that's important because I've seen questions where they ask, how much would he make in 2 weeks?
I think that's
How much would he make in a month? So you have to
Okay.
identify what's given and what they want to know. Okay, so how would I figure out how much I'm going to make in this first week? I don't know how to do it. I can't. Can somebody tell me?
What I did was 285 times the 8%
So
equals
you said 285
That's what I
times
put.
0.08. Now, did you use a calculator?
Yeah.
And what did you get?
You got 285 times 0.08, which gave you
228.
22.8.
22.8.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Sure about that? Yes. Like that?
Well, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
2.8, so it's
I
80, right?
think I'm doing it
Let me-
wrong. I got
Let me ask you a
It's
question. Let me ask you a question.
22.8.
It's still 80
So,
cents.
right, 22.8. So it's 22.8. Now,
Mhm.
okay, let me ask you a question. Why did you multiply 285 times 0.08? Or why'd you multiply by 8%?
Because you got to turn the 8 into a decimal to multiply it. They actually
You do have to, right, you do have to
Mhm.
change 8% to a decimal. But what I'm asking is, why did you multiply that 0.08 times 285?
Because it's 8 out of 100.
Because you want to, you want to know how much. I guess that's how you got
Okay,
$22.80.
remember I said
I got,
identify. Remember I said, hold on, listen.
Okay,
Remember I
go
said
ahead.
identify your givens.
Givens, right?
8% on all his what?
His money.
Sales. It's
You
285.
adding 8% to
Has
what it
anything
already
to do with
is.
does 285 have to do anything with his sales?
No.
So we
No,
were supposed to do the 4, 2, 1,
not
3,
4,213.
times the 0.8.
That's what you were supposed. So remember when I talk about identify your givens, that's what I mean. Because most people, this is why they have that answer 337, 359. They want to see if you're going to make that mistake.
That's what we did. That's
Right.
And that's what we did. That's why so many people, 3 people answered A, 3 people answered D. So now, For
It is.
4,213 times 0.08. Now, what is that answer?
337.04.
And then you.
37.
Oh,
That's the
four.
first, yeah, that's the first part of it.
That's the first part of it.
Yeah,
Now,
Then
what are we
you
going
add
to
the
do?
285.
Then we must add the 285.
85. I know I did something wrong.
And what do we
Yep.
get?
622.
622.04.
Oh, four.
Okay.
Now, so I gave you 3 minutes to do that problem. 6 people finished. And then we actually did this problem, and it took us another 3 minutes to do this problem, right? So again, remember, on average, you should be able to complete these problems in about 3 minutes. So now, no matter what problem you do, this is why you should time yourself. So you
Yeah.
know what types of problems take you more time than others. So if
Yeah.
you know this types of problem takes you 4 or 5 minutes, you should flag this for review and come back to it. But
Yeah.
what I'm about to show you is important. You have to look at this. Now, first of all, watch this. 285 per week, 8% commission rate on all sales, $4,213, right?
Yeah.
Instead of knowing 8%, I want to do 10%.
Mhm.
Because I know if I take 10%, that is the same as moving the decimal one place.
Mhm.
So 10% of 4,213 is $421. If I add that 285, I'm over 600.
Yeah.
There's only
Mhm.
one answer close to 600.
And I started fixing 600.
I'm done.
You're
Just
done.
by
You're right.
estimating, just by taking 10% and saying, okay, because there's only one answer near 600. 513 is nowhere near $622. That's a big difference. So in this case, when I see that wide disparity, I know I can estimate. So you know what? I'm gonna take 10%. I can just move that decimal in one place. 421 plus 300 is about 700. So the only number even close to
Got this
700
right
is
in the
622. Now,
Right.
I'm gonna show you how to do it with the calculator. Now I'm gonna show you how to do it exactly with the calculator. Watch this. So I know that in order to know how much I'm going to make a week, I get commissions plus my weekly salary. So it's 285 plus 4,213. Is it 4,213? Yeah. Times 0.08. So when I put that in parentheses, remember, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. So it's going to do that calculation in the parentheses first, and then it's going to add 285. I'm done. 30 seconds.
Oh, that's so much easier.
Oh,
I was all.
And this is why, listen, I can't tell you enough. You have to practice with this calculator. Instead of spending 3, 4, 5 minutes on a problem, I just did this problem in 30 seconds.
yes, you did.
And this is, listen, and again, and I, for me, I understand, I look at this problem, but you got to know what's expected. So right away, this is why on Schoology, I have a quiz for that you have to find 10% of a number. That should be mental math. You should be able to find 10% of any number. Doesn't matter what it is. This is what makes it so easy. If I said, give me 10% of 8,768, it doesn't matter because 10%, you're just moving a decimal one place. So 10% of 8,768 is $876.80. So if I know 10%, I can find 20%. I can multiply this by 2.
Move it over again.
So those are the things that mental math I want you to be abreast to. Now I'm gonna show you one last thing for tonight because it's already 6:45. Now let's look at this right here. Let's look at this right here. Let's do this problem. Now I've done this problem in the past, right?
Yeah.
But this problem has given a lot of people issues. They might watch the video or they might ask somebody to do it and they still don't understand it. So it's 2 parts to this exam. So first of all, what I'm telling you to do is a lot of times the GED is going to give you extraneous information you may not need. What I want you to do is read the question first. The scientists plot the data for tree 2 on a coordinate grid. She begins by plotting data for year 3 and year 11. What are the locations of the 2 points on the coordinate grid? So first of all, data for tree 2. That means I'm looking here.
Mhm.
For year 3 and 11, identify those givens. What are the locations on the grid? So let me clear this out. We're looking at year 2, and I mean tree 2, year 3 and 11.
Yes,
So I don't know why I can't see. There we go. Now, so what is my location for year 3?
12.0,
So what's my X value?
12. Oh, I can't see it. I can't even see it.
How do I know where to plot these on? See, what happens is this is
But
what
your
happens.
X is down the bottom, the Y
class-
is up there.
Exactly. So this is what you have to remember. In class, they're teaching you how to plot a point, X and Y, and everybody knows how to do it. But then when they see a word problem like this, their whole brain explodes. No,
Right.
you take a deep breath and you realize that this is my X, this is
And
my
that's-
Y.
Right,
So
right.
I need to say year 3
Yeah.
and year
Oh,
11.
yeah.
So your X is 3
Yes.
here, and my Y is going to be 11, right? There.
Yeah,
3, 11. My next point is 11 and
And
14.4. Well, 14.4 is close to 14.5, which is
Yeah.
14 and a half. So I'm going in the middle.
yeah.
That's an easy problem. And people have been getting this type of problem
So you gotta go
incorrect
3 to
on
11.
that practice test. You cannot get intimidated by a question.
go to
If they're
12.
asking you to put something on the coordinate plane, you need the X and you need a Y.
Yep.
Now, this was the easy part. Look at this question. Look at this question. Look at this question. The scientist creates an equation that models her data for each tree so that she can predict the diameter in the future. Complete a linear equation that fits the data for tree 1, where X is the year and Y is the trunk diameter in inches. Click on the variables and number you want to select and drag them into the boxes. Oh my goodness. Are you kidding me?
She
I don't
said
even know where to start.
3-1.
How many people know where to start with this problem?
Yeah,
How
go to
many
year
people know
1.
where to start?
Y equals MX plus B.
I don't.
Okay, so first of all, I
You
heard
gotta go
Y equal MX
MX plus
plus
B.
B. How did
Mhm.
you know Y equal MX plus B? Because in the question, they say complete a linear equation.
That's what it is, yeah.
So you should know by now. The most common form of a linear equation is Y equal MX plus B. Remember, identify your givens, start with what you know. So if they're asking you for a linear equation, Y equal MX plus B, what does the M stand for?
The
So,
M is the
My
slope,
slope. My B is my
is your
what?
Y intercept.
Is my Y intercept. So if I'm talking about tree 1, how can I find the slope for tree 1? How can I find the slope? What do I need to find the slope? How many points do I need to find the slope?
You need 2 points.
true.
So what 2 points do we want to use?
Could you use any of them?
Ones, the lowest ones.
You want to use the lowest ones? Those
You could
10?
use any of them, any 2 points, right?
Yes, you can use any 2 points. So why make it hard and do 13 and 11 and 21.6? I'm just going to grab the first 2. So how do we find the slope from 2
Okay.
points? How do we find the slope from 2 points?
The 18.6 on one of them.
But what is the formula to find the slope from 2 points?
Y2 minus Y1 over X2 minus X1.
That's what I'm talking about. I love
That's
it. I love it. This is how you break down a problem. This is how you be prepared. It's no reason to be scared when you take this exam. I'm giving you all the tools on Schoology and how to use the calculator in the ebook, but you gotta do enough practice so when you see questions like this, you're not intimidated. First of all, identify what's given. they want to find a linear equation. The first thing you should be thinking, if they say they want linear equation, y equal mx plus b. The two
Right.
things you need to know for a linear equation is the slope and the y-intercept. M is your slope, b is your y-intercept. Okay, well, they gave me a list of points in the table. So y2 is what?
I can't see what thing.
What's y2?
18.2.
18.6.
So if this is my first point,
9.2.
and
19.2.
this is my second point, what's y2 going to be?
19.2.
Oh, 19.2.
19.2
19.
minus what's y1?
18.6.
18.6. What is
Mhm.
x2?
3.
3
Minus 1.
Gonna be
minus, and what's x1?
1.
1. So now, now listen, I wouldn't even play around trying to do this by hand. But if you understand the formula, you should be writing this in your calculator. What's 19.2 to minus 18.6? You should get 0.6 divided by 2. What is 0.6? I'm gonna come over here. 0.6 divided by 2. 0.6, not 6 divided by 2.
Okay.
0.6.
Okay. 0.6
That's
divided by
3.
0.3.
it's 0.3.
0.3. So that means so y equal, my slope is what? So this is my m,
3.
this is my x, this is my b. So this is 0.3.
Nope.
This is x.
one.
So now I would drag this 0.3 to
And
right
put it
there.
up there.
I would
Mhm.
grab this x and plug it right there because y equal mx plus b. Now,
And
I'm running out of room here. So I'm gonna hit save. I'm gonna have to clear it out because I'm running out of room. But remember, look how we started. We read the problem first. We identified that they want to know a linear equation. We know the most common form of a linear equation is y equal mx plus b. We know m stands for the slope. We know b stands for the y-intercept. So we know how to find the slope from 2 points. We know how to find m. We just did that. Y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So we know our slope is 0.3. So we know our equation is going to start with y equal 0.3x. Now we need to find the y-intercept. So y equal 0.3x. How do we find the y-intercept? How do we find the y-intercept? Listen, after tonight, okay, you will watch this video. You should understand that if you're given any 2 points, you now should be able to figure out the slope and the equation of a line, whether it's a table, whether it's 2 ordered pairs, whether it's on a graph. But how can I find out what B is? If I know the slope and I know.
Go up 3 and go over 1.
Can anybody tell me? Okay, so this is the next point I need you to understand. Because what happens is when we get to word problems, it convolutes our brain. It makes us confused. We get all frustrated and anxious, and we get all nervous. Oh my God, I can't do it. We know how to find the equation of a line from a point and a slope, don't we?
Mm-hmm.
Do we have a point?
Yes.
Do we know the slope?
Yes.
Yes. What point can we use? It doesn't matter. You can use any one of the points. So again, what are we going to start with? Y equal mx plus b. So if we grab a point, that's my x, that's my y. So 18.6
18.3.
is equal to our slope is what?
3x.
0.3. Our x is what?
1.
1.
1 plus b. So 18.6 equal 0.3 plus b. How can I get the b all by itself?
Minus.
What do I need to
Divide.
get rid of? Nope, not
Minus.
divide. How can I get
Minus
the
the
b by itself?
0.3.
Got a minus the 0.3.
Mm.
You cannot know the answer before. You got to walk through the steps. If I need to get b by itself, I'm looking at the right side of that equation. I got 0.3 and I got b. So that means I need to get rid of 0.3. How do I get rid of 0.3? Minus 0.3, because you do the opposite.
You got
So
going
whenever I
over
do
to
on one
side.
side, I do on the other. What is 18.6 minus 0.3?
18
It's gonna be
18.3.
18.3.
18.3 is equal to my y-intercept. So I'm now going to take that 18.3
And put it up there in
and
that
plug
box.
it in there. So my
Mhm.
equation is y equal
0.3
0.3x
plus
plus 18.3.
18.3.
Now, this is considered a difficult problem. And this is what I want to show you right now. This problem, if you go through my ebook, spend that 2 weeks going through that ebook, I'm going to show you how to do this question in 15 seconds. The hardest problem on exam, I'm about to show you how to do it in less than 30 seconds. So if you have your calculator with you, take it out. Because what I'm about to show you about to blow your whole brain away. It's about to explode. So you might have to clean your walls up. But I'm about to blow your brains. Your whole brain is about to explode because I'm about to show you that this 6 to 7 to 8 minute problem, I'm gonna show you how to do in 30 seconds. Are you ready?
Yes.
Watch this. I'm telling you, are you ready? Because I'm about to show you. Watch this.
Yes.
Do you have your calculator out?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So this is what I need you to clear. I'm gonna clear everything out so we can see it. The first thing I need you to do is we need to see our 2 points, right? I need you to hit data. If you see anything in your columns, you need to clear it out. I want you to hit data again and go down to clear all and press enter. So you should have nothing in column A, B, or C. Is everybody's column A, B, and C clear?
Oh,
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay. Now,
okay.
in your first column, we're going to put our X value.
Okay.
So how many points do we need?
2.
We need 2. So I'm going to use these first 2. I can
Okay.
use these last 2. I can use any 2 that I want. Well, why even worry about it? It doesn't matter. I'm going to use my first 2.
18.6. Okay.
Now, watch this. Remember, I told you 30 seconds, right?
Right.
Watch this. Now, I'm talking through it, so it's really going to take about 45 seconds. But if I was doing this without talking through it, it'd take me 30 seconds. Watch this. I'm going to put my X's in the first column. So I'm going to hit 1. I'm going to press enter. I'm going to press 3. I'm going to press enter.
Whoa.
Wait,
You know-
1.
You're going to press 1
Enter.
and you press
Enter.
3 and you're going to press what?
Enter.
1, enter, 3,
3.
enter.
Okay. 1, enter, 3, enter. Got it.
So in your first column, you should have 1 and 3.
Yes.
Hit your right arrow.
Yes.
Now we're going to put our Y's in. Our 2
Okay.
Y's are 18.6 and 19.2. 18.6, enter. 19.2, enter.
Uh-huh.
Now, listen
Got
to
it.
what I'm telling you.
Wait,
All we did was learn how to put 2 points into this calculator. That is not difficult.
No.
Okay.
wait, they gave me 9.3. That was
No, you put in 9.3.
no. Wait, hold on. Let me do the thing again.
So you should have in the first column 1 enter, 3 enter. Then the second column 18.6 and 19.2. So on your calculator, you should now see these 2 points.
Yeah.
Look at that. We didn't do anything difficult. If you found this difficult, you need to practice, because this is the easy part. Now, watch this. All we did was put the X's in the first column, the Y's in the second column, and then we can see our 2 points. Watch this. Now, walk through with me. Watch how easy it is. Watch this. I want you to hit second.
Uh-huh.
I want you to hit data. Okay. Since we have an X and a Y, that's 2 variables. I'm going to hit your down arrow, go down to 2 variables. Press enter. Press your
Okay.
down arrow until you get to calculate.
Okay.
Press enter. And then hit your down arrow until you see a lowercase a and a lowercase b.
There it is.
Now, what I just showed you is the calculator figured out the slope and figured out the y-intercept. So once you know this information, you should know the equation is y equal 0.3x plus 18.3. Look at that. Stop.
Oh
playing.
my gosh, are you serious? Did you just fake that out?
No, this is why I'm telling you. This is
Oh,
why
I
I'm
got
telling you.
0.3, yeah.
In the 2
Oh, I got
weeks
mine, yeah, I see it.
in this ebook, because I'm
Oh
going to
my
show
gosh.
you how to do the most difficult problems in less than the 30 seconds. I'm
You
telling
gotta go D and E, all we got to
When I was
do.
doing the when I was doing the point thing, it kept putting back automatically putting like 95.5
You probably hitting
down.
another button.
No, it was automatic. I'm doing it on my phone. I
All right.
downloaded
So-
it.
Oh,
Okay, so this is okay. Now I know why. The one on the phone takes some time getting used to. It's a little different. It's a little different. So this is why I would recommend having an actual calculator, because what also can happen, this is what I need you to understand too. If you call your testing center, you can bring your formula sheet and your calculator. So if you're used to using your calculator all the time and used to your formula sheet, you can call them and ask them, can I bring my own formula sheet? Now, some testing centers will say, no, we got our own laminated formula sheets and we have a calculator when you get there. First thing you're going to get there when you do is clear, reset your calculator.
all that stuff out, yeah.
If you are used to using this calculator, when you're practicing in Schoology, when you get to your test, you're gonna finish 30, 40 minutes ahead of time. I'm guaranteeing. Because look at this problem. A problem that usually would take 5 to 6 minutes, I just did in 30 seconds. So let me do it over if I wasn't explaining it to you. Watch this. Let me clear everything out. If I wasn't explaining it to you, let's see how long it would have taken. If I wasn't explaining it to you, and I just went through and did the problem, okay, I'm gonna start all the way from the beginning. I'm gonna clear everything. I'm gonna start all the way from the beginning. Bam, watch this. Boom, 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 boom. Sorry about the sound effects. Boom, 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 boom. A and B.
Right.
Stop playing. 20 seconds. I'm done. Y equal 0.3x plus 18.3. And this is why I'm telling you, for the quadratic equations, for the system of equations, for the equation of a line, I'm gonna show you how to do the hardest problem. Even if you just focus, even if you don't do the whole ebook, say, you know what? I'm gonna just make sure I know how to do the ebook for storing a variable, the quadratic equation, and linear equation. If you just learn how to use the calculator for that, that'll help you with 5 to 10 problems. Now, if you spend the whole 2 weeks for ratio and proportions, your percents, and all that as I go through the ebook, you'll get to the test and you'll be like, wow, this is easy. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Invest the time. I know the book may be long, so you do 1 or 2 lessons a day. So a lot of people say, oh, I already know. So most people, how they study is, oh, I know how to do this, I'm gonna skip it. No, if you start the beginning of the book, I give you clues, even for functions. For every X, there's a 1 Y, 1 variable equation, 2 variable, so you can have a conceptual understanding. So when you go to these word problems and you read that question first, now you understand it. The thing you got to remember is if you have a conceptual understanding of something, the calculator make this test so easy you'll fly through it. The problem is when people read word problems, they don't know what to do. They don't know what to do and know where to start. And this is why I made Schoology. It don't worry about the 20s, the 30s, the 40s. It doesn't matter about your score. What you want to do is Schoology will be able to identify your weak areas so you can work on them. Then move to the next one. If you got 70, 75, 80, move to the next section and keep it moving. I'm telling you. And then when you get to your test, most people who take the test after going through my book and going through my class usually finish 30 or 40 minutes before the test is over. All right, so that's it for the night. I hate to cut it short, but my 6 is on the night. Play all starting a little bit.
Thank you, Mr. Tinsley.
So
It was an
thank
honor.
you
I
so much.
appreciate it.
I gotta get my 6's jersey on. I gotta go eat. I gotta get on my hat and everything. I gotta get everything, my jersey. I gotta get everything together.
Awesome.
But listen,
Thank you,
both of
Mr.
you
Thank you,
videos,
Mr. Tinsley.
you're welcome.
Thank you.
remember, if anybody
Mr. White.
scheduled soon, make sure you schedule that one-on-one.
Okay.
All right?
Thank
Did
you.
I hear
Have a good night.
Darlene?
It's the honor. Thank you, sir.
All right, bye,
Have a
y'all.
good night.
Excuse
You're
me.
welcome.
Good night.
Oh, never mind.
Mr. Tandy, I know you're busy. I'm gonna let you go, but I want to take my test. I missed it by 5 points. Okay.
What, science?
Yes,
You know why? You know why that is?
because I didn't set up the
Because
1-to-1.
you didn't set your one-on-one to me. I would have told you everything you need.
I
I have a question.
did, but I oversleep.